What if the deep blue of our oceans vanished? Imagine it gone overnight. In its place a forest, an ocean of trees impossibly vast, stretching from shore to shore. Where waves once crashed, now leaves rustle. This is a world transformed, a planet wearing a new green coat, Earth reimagined by wood and leaf. This change covers 70% of our Earth, an immense area, once water, now forest. Trillions upon trillions of trees stand. Their trunks are like pillars holding up the sky. Their roots delve deep into the former seabed, bark rough or smooth, a tapestry of textures, leaves of every shape, a mosaic of green. This is not a silent, empty space, it is a living, breathing, growing entity. From orbit, Earth would be a vibrant jewel. No longer mostly blue, but deeply green. Continents would appear as islands, not in water, but in a sea of trees. The only blue would be the sky above. A startlingly different vision of home. Coastlines are utterly transformed. There are no more sandy beaches, no rocky shores meeting the tide. Instead, a solid wall of tree trunks, rising sheer and unimaginably high. This is where the land now meets the tree sea, a new kind of boundary, sharp and green. Ports and harbors become forest gateways. Lighthouses stand as silent inland towers. Familiar maps must all be redrawn. Peninsulas no longer jut into water. They extend like fingers into dense forest. Islands are no longer surrounded by waves, they become isolated clearings in the woods. Or perhaps high plateaus, their edges steep, looking down onto an endless canopy. Geography itself learns a new language, one spoken in terms of wood and leaf. Mountains still stand proud and tall, their slopes descend as they always have, but now they plunge into a sea of green. Valleys become shaded verdant corridors. Rivers that once met the ocean now flow into this enormous forest. We know trees absorb carbon dioxide. They are the lungs of our current world. Now imagine that power magnified, covering all the former ocean basins. This global forest becomes a colossal carbon sink, pulling CO2 from the air on a vast scale. The sheer number of leaves is staggering, each one a tiny engine of absorption. Working silently, day after day, the atmosphere itself begins to change. Oxygen levels might rise significantly, making the air richer, perhaps sharper. Carbon dioxide levels would plummet, the greenhouse effect could be greatly reduced, a different balance of gases would emerge, maintained by the constant breath of trees, their collective life reshaping the sky, a planetary purification system. Could this halt or reverse climate change? The planet might begin to cool, without the vast heat-absorbing oceans, and with so much green surface, reflecting sunlight, providing shade. A new climatic equilibrium could form. Birds would find a new boundless world, an endless expanse of branches for perching, a multi-layered kingdom in the green. New flight paths are charted, over a sea of shimmering leaves. Food sources would also transform, an abundance of insects, seeds, and fruits. New niches open for avian pioneers, species adapting to life among giant trees. Insect populations would likely explode. So much wood, so many leaves, so much pollen. This tree sea is a paradise for them. Countless beetles boring into bark, moths with wings like stained glass, ants forming vast colonies in the branches. The air would hum with their activity, a constant, vibrant buzz of tiny life. The small creatures inherit this green ocean. New species would surely evolve over time. Life is always creative, always adapting. Mammals might develop gliding membranes to travel between the colossal tree crowns. Reptiles could become specialized canopy dwellers, their scales patterned like bark or leaves. Beneath the vast sunlit canopy lies another world, a realm of massive intertwined roots. These structures anchor the giant trees. They hold the soil of the former ocean floor. Now it's a complex network of living wood, plunging deep, drawing water and nutrients. A hidden foundation for the green sea above, dark, damp, and full of secrets. A place of immense pressure and slow change. Rivers, born on the continents, still flow. They carve their paths towards the old basins, weaving through the colossal root systems, or sometimes flowing over them in sheets. Water always finds its determined way, seeking the lowest points as it must. But now its journey is through a forest. Its banks are lined with roots and moss. Its song is muffled by the dense undergrowth. Life thrives on this new global forest floor. Even in the deep shade of the canopy, fungi of incredible diversity emerged, decomposers, recyclers, networkers of the earth. Mosses carpet the roots and fallen logs. Shade-loving plants unfurl their delicate leaves. creatures adapted to low-light conditions. Wind patterns across the globe would change. Oceans offer vast, flat surfaces, allowing winds to build speed and strength. This tree sea is different, deeply textured. The towering trees act as massive windbreaks. They break up large air currents, channeling wind into new pathways. New global and local wind systems form. The atmosphere learns new dances. Local climates near the forest edge are transformed. These areas become more sheltered, more temperate. The dense wall of trees buffers the land, protecting it from the harshest winds and from sudden extreme temperature shifts. A gentler zone emerges along the new coasts. Fog might linger longer at the forest's edge. Humidity would be higher, the air softer, a more stable environment for life. The sound of the wind becomes a constant, a defining feature of this wooden world. It is not the roar of ocean gales nor the howl of wind over empty plains. Instead, it is a complex, layered whisper. Millions upon millions of leaves rustling, countless branches swaying and creaking, a global song, subtle yet pervasive. The planet's breath made audible. Evaporation processes are fundamentally altered, no longer from a vast open water surface. The sun's energy now drives transpiration from the leaves of these countless trees. Moisture is drawn up from the roots, released as vapor into the atmosphere. This happens on an unimaginable scale, a green engine pumping water skyward, fueling a new kind of water cycle. Rainfall patterns across the planet shift dramatically. More frequent and abundant rain would fall near and over the great tree sea itself. As the transpired moisture rises, cools, and condenses, it falls back down onto the canopy, nourishing the very trees that released it. A largely self-sustaining hydrological system. The forest makes its own weather, creating a moist, green heart for the planet. Continental interiors, far from this tree sea, might paradoxically become much drier. Historically, oceans supplied much of their moisture, carried inland by prevailing wind patterns. If these patterns change or if the tree sea hoards its moisture, deserts could expand. A new global map of aridity and plenty. The concept of ocean travel disappears. No ships can sail these wooden waves because there are no waves, only wood. Trunks, branches, leaves, an unbroken expanse stretching from one continental edge to another. A green, solid, and formidable barrier. Journeys that once took weeks by sea are now impossible in the same way. The planet's connectors have changed. How would one cross this immense forest sea? By air seems the most plausible. Aircraft flying high above the canopy, or perhaps airships, drifting slowly, navigating by the sun and stars, or through vast, naturally occurring clearings, if such things could even exist here. Travel on the ground would be arduous, a slow, perilous trek through dense undergrowth. Paths might eventually form within the tree sea, created by the movement of large animals or following the courses of ancient riverbeds. Perhaps some areas are less dense, or clearings are made by natural fires, or even by determined human effort. But travel would be slow, disorienting, through a wilderness of colossal scale, a true test of endurance and navigation. This tree sea offers its own unique resources, wood, obviously, in unimaginable quantities. Our Earth is fundamentally and forever changed. Its iconic blue heart, the source of so much life, has been replaced with a green, living one. This single, colossal alteration reshapes everything. From the composition of the air we breathe to the stability of the ground we walk upon, even the colors of our world are new. Blue is rarer, green is everywhere, a profound shift in planetary identity. The intricate web of life is reconfigured entirely. Countless new ecosystems emerge and evolve. New rules for survival are written by the shade, the height, the wood. Species that depended on marine environments are gone, their niches erased or altered. Life, in its relentless drive, adapts, or it fades into memory and fossil. A stark, planetary-scale demonstration of change. This thought experiment, this imagining, it serves to highlight our planet's systems, how deeply interconnected they truly are: water, air, land, and life itself. Change one major component like the oceans, and every other part responds, transforms. Nothing exists in isolation on Earth. It is all one vast, breathing organism. A truth we often forget in our daily lives.